All right, lesson plan number 9. Today we are going to be doing a cream of zucchini soup. We're going to be making a beef stew, and we're also going to be making mashed potatoes. Lots of delicious things happening today. So let's go ahead and wash our hands and get right into it. All right, so we've got our pan here on medium heat, and we have our butter and our olive oil nice and hot here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take our rough chopped onions and we're going to get those nice and translucent. And I think that is okay. So we're going to go ahead and add our zucchini. We're going to add our oregano. And then we're also going to add our salt and black pepper. Some black pepper. And a semi-generous pinch of salt. We're going to let this cook on medium for about 10 minutes. Just going to keep on stirring it. Keep on stirring, making sure everything is cooked nice and evenly. Okay. Okay. Now that our zucchini is nice and soft, it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our 5 ounces of vegetable stock. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. I don't have a pot cover for this, so we're going to use the one for the bigger pan. It's not a complete seal, so hopefully that counts as a half cover. And we're going to let that go for a little while. That's been going for quite a while, roughly about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to throw in our diced blue cheese. I have crumbles. Just going to throw our crumbles in there. It's about an ounce. I'm going to stir this in until it's all completely melted. So this soup is very, very hot. So we're actually going to let it cool just a little bit before we put it in the blender. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our zucchini into the blender. I put it in a freezer for about 5 minutes just so it can kind of cool down a little bit. Okay, so we have our clean pan here. Have our blended soup. Have our clean pan. Have our sieve that we're going to pass it through. Go ahead again. so that has been passed through the sieve. We're going to bring this back up to temperature. We want to get nice and hot. I'm going to add some cream, some half and half actually. I'm going to bring this back up to temp. Okay, so our soup has finally come up to temp. We are going to go ahead and take it off of the heat. Unfortunately, my bowls aren't heated. We're going to go ahead and pour this into our bowl. Nice and thick. I'm going to swirl in the remaining half and half. I'm going to top it with a little bit of blue cheese for garnish. And there you have it. Cream of zucchini. All right, we're going to be starting our beef stew. So we've already got our pot on medium heat here. We're going to add our vegetable oil. So we're going to let that get well hot. All right. I'm going to drop our beef in. Have this going until it gets nice and brown on all sides. Okay, so now it looks like we've got our beef browned on all sides. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our garlic and mirepoix. And we're going to saute this until our onions are nice and brown. We're going to go ahead and deglaze the pan with our red wine. And our potatoes. I'm going to give this a good mix around. I'm going to let that cook. Also going to add our sachet here. I personally don't like tomatoes in my beef stew, so I chose not to put them in my stew. But typically after I added everything, I would also add the tomatoes and let it cook down. But we're at a pretty good consistency right now. I'm going to go ahead and take out my sachet. Okay. Looks like our potatoes are tender. Everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into a bowl and get rid of any excess fat that we may see. Looks like our stew is all done. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to plate it. We're going to put this in our favorite bowl. A lot of that delicious liquid as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and garnish it with some beautiful minced parsley. And there it is. Beef stew. We're going to be doing our mashed potatoes now. So we have our water. It's starting to come up to a boil. Starting to come up to a boil. We're just going to go ahead and add some salt to that. And we're going to put our potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and put that right in there. We've diced them up nice and small so they can cook evenly but quickly. Alright, now that our potatoes are tender, we're going to go ahead and take this off the heat. And we're going to go ahead and drain them. We want these to be really dry. Alright, I do not have a electric, I don't have an electric. Okay, so we've added our butter, our milk, our white pepper, and our pinch of salt. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to mix that through. Again, we're going to try and get this as smooth as possible, being that we are working with our hands. We want to keep it a nice consistent, a nice creamy consistency, which I think that's really good. I'm going to switch that off. I'm going to go ahead and put our mashed potato sprinkle it with and there you have it.